10 highlights from the Long Beach International Motorcycle Show. Today is Thanksgiving here in the United States of America, and with all the new motorcycles coming out in 2017, there's definitely a lot to be thankful for. Last week the Mo Crew made its annual pilgrimage to the Long Beach round of the Progressive International Motorcycle Show, where it was my first chance to see many of these bikes I've been reading and writing about in person. The Long Beach Show is a special one, as it's centered in the heart of the U.S. moto industry, making it one of the rare times we get to see all of our industry friends all in one place. As such, there were a lot of cool things to see as we walked around. Here are my personal highlights from the show. 10. Hyosung GD250R. I've heard about a new, sportier, quarter-liter sport bike from Hyosung for some time, but this is the first time I'd seen the GD250R in person. There wasn't a rep available to bounce questions off of, but simply looking at it, it sure is a mean-looking 250. Hyosung's website has the GD250R listed at $4,099, $300 cheaper than the 2016 Honda CBR 300R, the other single-cylinder. Granted, it's displacing 286cc, sport bike in this category. Of course, with the quarter-liter class graduating to 300cc, the Hyosung is already on the back foot as far as power goes. The white one in the background was fitted with an aftermarket exhaust canister, but personally I like the slimmer profile of this stalker, with the exhaust gases exiting from underneath the bike. 9. Vanderhaal Venice. Booth models definitely help when it comes to attracting attention, but the Vanderhaal Venice, or any of the Vanderhaal models, for that matter, don't really need much help when it comes to grabbing eyeballs. Say what you will about three-wheelers being considered motorcycles or not, under the eyes of the law they qualify, which means it's up to us to test them. The Vanderhaal Venice reminds me a lot of a modern-day Morgan three-wheeler in its design. And considering how much I like the Morgan, that's a good thing. The Venice is positioned as the company's affordable model, starting at $29,950. However, once you load it with options, the price can go up in a hurry. Power comes from a 1.4-liter turbocharged inline-4 rated at 200 horsepower. It's mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Company reps say sales of its manual transmission models were nearly non-existent, so the auto is the only option. The tub is aluminum, wheels are 18 inches, and dry curb weight is rated at 1,375 pounds. Reps at the show were open to letting us take the wheel, so clearly I'm excited about that. 8. Custom Honda Rebel 300. I hope Honda sells a ton of Rebel 300 and 500s, but I'll admit I'm not a fan of the aesthetics on either bike. John Byrne's description is the best I've heard so far regarding the Rebel's looks. It looks like a Honda Ruckus only on a bigger scale. Like the Ruckus, its bare aesthetics and minimal bodywork have given the aftermarket a blank canvas to go crazy while hopping them up and making them look really trick. The Rebels look that way, too, like a blank canvas waiting for its artist. Take this custom Rebel 300 for example, with its yellow and blue trim, white exhaust header, hacked-off tail section, mismatched spoked wheels, and even the ape hanger bars. While the stock Rebel looks bland in my opinion, this looks pretty cool. 7. Travel Naked. KTM's on fire as of late, with a smattering of new and updated bikes coming out for 2017 like the 390 Duke, 1290 Super Duke R, and 1290 Super Adventure R, just to name a few. So while hanging out at the KTM booth in Long Beach, I noticed the bikes on display were arranged according to the categories they reside in. When I looked up, my eyes fixated on a subtle message. 6. EBR Black Lightning. It's great to see Eric Buell is back in the business of making motorcycles, sticking his middle finger to the establishment while staying true to his fuel in frame and perimeter brake designs. He was in attendance in Long Beach, which made many in the crowd happy, including myself. There he introduced his latest model, the EBR Black Lightning. Talking to Buell afterward, he explained how he started tweaking his own personal EBR 1190SX to be more street-friendly by adding a taller bar and lowering the pegs a little. And then I said to myself, why don't I just make a new model with these changes and more? And that's how the Black Lightning was born. 5. Vintage display. I'm a sucker for old bikes, and the vintage collection on display in Long Beach really caught my eye. Seen here is a row of classic Ducati motorcycles, starting with the Green Machine in the foreground, a Ducati Casciolo. Technically speaking, Casciolo is just the engine bearing the Ducati name, as it was the first product the company produced after the war. The intent was to be able to fit it to most bicycles. When we think of Ducati today, we think of exotic sporting machinery, but this nice example of Ducati's beginnings reminded me that it wasn't always this way. Ducati motorcycles from the 1960s and 1970s follow along down the row. 4. Indian FTR 750. Flat track racing in America is the most popular it's been in nearly 3 decades. And 2017 promises to be an even more exciting year when the FTR 750, makes its debut with Indian's wrecking crew of Jared Mees, Brad Baker, and current AMA flat track champion, Brian Smith at the controls. The Long Beach show was the first time I got to see the FTR in person, and it looks pretty fast just sitting still. Of course, now all I can think about is the street bike Indian will stick that engine in. Scout Sport, anyone? 3. Custom Honda CBX. The 6-cylinder Honda CBX is an attention grabber wherever it goes, even in stock trim. This highly tricked-out version left me dead in my tracks as I was walking the show halls. Unfortunately, neither the owner, nor a build sheet detailing the changes, was available. But simply looking at this thing, it's obvious a ton of work was done to the six-finger to get it in the shape it's in. An entire front-end change, including wheels, forks, brakes and controls is clear. Then moving back we see a carbon fiber fuel tank, side panels, and tail section. The swing arm looks like a CBR 1000 piece, sporting a different shock. Wheels and Pirelli Supercorsa tires complete the look. As for the engine, a K&N air filter is easy to see, as is the 6x4x1 exhaust. Internal modifications are a mystery, however. If you own this bike, or know who does, drop us a line. 2. Yamaha Monster. Give it a quick look and you might mistake this for a Yamaha TZ250. The truth is you'd only be half right. This did indeed start life as a 1991 Yamaha TZ250. But owner Brian Hertzfeldt replaced the 2-stroke 250 with a 664-stroke single with 5 valves. Power is claimed to be in the 70 horsepower range, with curb weight of 289 pounds. With a power-to-weight ratio like that, Hertzfeldt affectionately calls this bike the Yamaha Monster. Combined with the excellent handling the TZs were known for, this thing rips. In fact, you might have noticed the number 1 plate the Yamaha Monster carries. Hertzfeldt currently campaigns this bike in the Irma Sound of Singles 1 class, which is open to singles of unlimited displacement, where it has won the national championship the past 3 years.